Hello Pokemon trainers, this is GatorEX, and today we'll be talking about bad Pokemon designs. Before I begin, I just want to remind you to check out my last video for a discussion that's truly out there. I've also been working on another channel where I'll be making animated story videos as well as vlogs, kind of similar to Odd Ones Out and Jaden Animations, so go ahead and check it out. With that taken care of, let's begin. Now more than ever, people have been discussing whether or not Pokemon designs have been getting worse or have just been dissing designs they don't like for comedic effect. And while ugly Pokemon do make for a great top 10 list, I've gotten a little tired of it. Obviously not every Pokemon can have a spectacular design, but the undeserved hate Generation 5 gets solely for some Pokemon designs is absurd. Opinions do exist, and I do have my fair share of Pokemon that I'm not fond of, but the mere fact that these are opinions is what we should remember. If a lot of people don't like Garbodor because it's literally a pile of trash, does that really matter? Pokemon designs are effectively art, and while some art can be objectively better than others, it's still art. I mean, that's the great thing about art. The fact that we can observe it and form our own opinions on it is what makes our minds so great. One of the problems, though, is that the majority can often influence what the average person thinks. With so many people calling Garbodor and Vanillix objectively bad, it might start to influence other people who play Pokemon and even people who don't play. I do realize that there are some outspoken people who like Pokemon like this, and recently there's been more public appreciation of Generation 5. But some of the damage has already been done, and even still, people will judge it negatively without hearing anything from someone else in the community. One of my friends who hasn't played Pokemon since Generation 4 once expressed his dislike of Chandelure, proclaiming it's just a chandelier. Again, opinions are opinions, but I think the message needs to be spread that nobody really cares about opinions. I could put out a list of my top 10 favorite Pokemon and my top 10 least favorite Pokemon. While some people may find it interesting and some people will disagree with choices, it ultimately doesn't matter, it's just for entertainment. It's like if somebody said that they don't like goats. It really doesn't matter. You can't stop the goat from existing, and ultimately you're just complaining to nobody. Things can be slightly different with Pokemon, however. Pokemon are designed by people, and sometimes entire teams of people, so it might be argued then that there's no excuse for these Pokemon to have bad designs. Again, this goes back to the bad art point, but it does seem that proclaiming Pokemon designs as bad is a result of recent gamer self-entitlement. I won't go into discussing that, and it's not solely the case. I do feel like recently we've gotten better at stating we personally don't like a Pokemon because it's just our opinion. But I do still see the idea of certain Pokemon just being irredeemably bad persisting when I talk to people. The funny thing is, it's not even just about Generation 5 being disliked, it's bounced back towards Generation 1 having some notoriously bad Pokemon designs, which is still problematic. Of course, these Pokemon don't seem all that creative, but a lot has to be taken into account when discussing these designs, such as staff, technology, and budget the original games had to work with. Personally, I don't outright hate any Pokemon. I've obviously exploited odd designs for the purpose of comedy in the past, but I do want to emphasize that it's all either opinion and jokes, and that it in no way should influence anyone else. I don't think I'll be doing any videos like this in the future just because I don't want to potentially spread the wrong idea. Like I said, I feel like criticism and discussion is necessary for any kind of art form, but we should be careful with how we discuss it, and how we take in the opinions and observations of others. My real main point can be summed up as this. I don't think there are any bad Pokemon designs. I do think some are better than others, and all are up for interpretation by the player. I think people can agree on opinions, but the opinions of others shouldn't inadvertently be invalidated. That goes for whoever is communicating or observing an opinion. Also, I love Garbodor, Vanillix, and Klinklang, so fight me. Anyway, that's been it for this discussion. Let me know what you think. As stated, a healthy discussion of opinions is important for any community. Leave a comment and we can continue the discussion. Remember to check out my other channel that I've been working on and subscribe to either channel if you enjoy the content. You can enable notifications by clicking the bell icon next to the subscribe button. This will let you know whenever I post a video and will make you a member of the Chingling squad. Anyway, this has been GatorEX. Have a nice day.